iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. This is where we go mining through the box scores for fantasy gold. And I'm telling you, between this one, the podcasts are so dead on, I even scare myself. I turn to Mrs. Roto this week and I go, I didn't miss anything. I mean, I even hit Robert Turbin getting a touchdown. That's not easy. But let's start it out with the Giants in Tampa Bay here. I'm looking at Wayne Gallman, 11 carries, 42 yards. I'm looking at the fact that he had a couple of receptions, and I'm looking at the fact that Paul Perkins stinks. Okay? All these things add up to Wayne Gallman needs to be on your radar. Jacquizz Rodgers better be off your radar. Okay? Off your radar. Doug Martin is back this week. Jacquizz Rodgers is going to get like 3 to 4 carries, maybe 3 to 4 receptions tops. It's a Doug Martin love fest that's going to be happening in Tampa very soon. Tampa Bay does not want Jameis Winston throwing the ball 38 times a game. When Doug Martin comes back, they could be the running offense that they want to be. I don't know whether that happens this week against New England because everybody throws against New England, but soon this is what's going to happen. Okay? You see Adam Humphries in that box score. Don't be that excited. The Giants are weak in the slot, so that's why he did very well. I would stay away. I'm going to go back to Chicago and Green Bay here as I see it. I'm in on Aaron Jones, guys. I'm very in on Aaron Jones, but I don't know if this is going to be long-term or short-term. Okay, so I think this is going to be more short-term. I think Ty Montgomery misses week 5, but is back thereafter. Okay, that's how I see it. So don't go that deep on Jones anymore. I mean, we all did. I paid like $100 for it, and it's worth $100 for me. I think if Montgomery is out again, Jones is good, but I'm not going to pay a fortune. Okay? Martellus Bennett, do not drop Martellus Bennett. It will be a bad life decision. Don't do it. I am very worried about the Chicago receivers. Kendall Wright is okay. Deontay Thompson, not very good. Josh Bellamy, not very good. I'm going to throw you a name. I'm going to throw you a name that you've never heard before, but he was just brought up from the practice squad. Now, hear my reasoning. Remember the name. I don't think I'd even add him on waivers, but I'm just throwing it out there. Start looking out for a guy named Trey McBride. How do I know Trey McBride? Because he went to the College of William & Mary, where Dr. Roto went, and I'm also so I've been watching his career closely. He is a very good receiver who fell in the draft by like 5 or 6 rounds because of attitude problems, which I didn't hear he had in college, but supposedly he did, so he fell. He went to the Titans, who had invested in Harry Douglas and Kendall Wright, so he lost playing time. Now Chicago picked him up, and here's where I think he's interesting. Who has Mitch Trubisky been throwing to on the sidelines? Trey McBride, right? Guys develop relationships with players. I think you're going to see Josh Bellamy and Deontay Thompson off the field, and I think you're going to see Trey McBride slowly get on the field. That said, here's what I want you to do. You're going to put a check next to his name. You're going to remember Dr. Roto told you about this guy, but you're not going to pick him up for a couple of weeks because he's not ready yet. It's like a green banana at the grocery store. I don't want a green banana. I want a ripe banana. All right, New Orleans and Miami, if for some crazy reason Alvin Kamara is available in your league, stop what you're doing. Get him right now. Just get him right now. I love this kid in college. See, I don't need combines. The guy ran a 4.33. Yeah, I watched Alvin Kamara play in college, and you know what I saw? He was a really good ball player. This doesn't shock me at all. His ability doesn't shock me at all. So if Alvin Kamara is available in your league, go all in on Alvin Kamara. He's a guy I absolutely like. Okay, Cincinnati and Cleveland here, looking at this game. I want you to start looking at Ricardo Lewis. I do. Kenny Britt stinks. He stinks, and Hugh Jackson knows he stinks. But he can't get rid of Kenny Britt because he doesn't have Corey Coleman. And he'd love to. Trust me when I tell you that. I think you're going to see Ricardo Lewis. I think you're going to see Sammy Coates. I think you're going to see Kason Williams, but I think Lewis is the number one guy there. Not the number one receiver, but I think he's going to emerge into a good option. If he's available, $10, $15 on your waiver wire should be able to get him. I wouldn't go more than that. Not worth it. Tyler Kroft, worth a couple of dollars because Tyler Eifert's not there. Okay? So I would think that Tyler Kroft will go on people's radar. People will go after him this week, and rightfully so. Okay, Buffalo, Atlanta, I'm going to drop you a name. I want you to listen to this name closely. Andre Holmes. Andre Holmes. Now, he has not done that much this year, but week 1, only 1 reception on a target, but he had a touchdown. Week 3, 2 targets, had a touchdown. He's a very big dude. He's like 6'4", 200 pounds. And remember, Jordan Matthews out for the next month. Zay Jones, gonna play more. Andre Holmes, gonna play more. Charles Clay, gonna play more. They don't want to throw the ball that much. They really don't. They really don't. But if they throw, which they may have to, they're going to go to Zay, Clay, and Andre. Okay, there you have it. And of course, LaShawn McCoy. But if I'm the Bengals, I'm making sure that I'm stopping LaShawn McCoy and I'm forcing Tyrod Taylor to beat me. Okay, so just take a look at that very closely. Atlanta's on a bye next week, you know that. So would I drop Mohamed Sanu? Probably. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. That's not helping me any. Jets and Jaguars. For the Jets, Elijah McGuire, if he's still out there, he shouldn't be. He was like my second choice last week in a lot of leagues. I got him in some and not in others. I like Corey Clement too. But I think McGuire's legit. I think Robbie Anderson is getting more confidence. I like him too. For Jacksonville, I don't even know what to tell you. I guess Chris Ivory's interesting because they can't give the ball to Leonard Fournette 1,000 times, can they? Maybe they can. I don't know, but Ivory's actually there and he's playing. So I don't hate the kid. But after that, I don't want anybody else on this team. Detroit, Minnesota, I am very down on Theo Riddick right now. He had 4 carries and he had 1 reception on 2 targets. What I'm finding with Detroit is they want to establish the run with Abdullah. They gave him 20 carries. That's how the Lions want to play. And then they want to spread the ball. Jones and Tate and Ebron and Riddick and all over the place. That's what they want to do. They want to spread it around. So I like Golden Tate. I don't love him. I love him more when the Lions are behind. Right? But they're not going to be behind against Case Keenum. They're just not. So with the Lions, you have to look at matchups. So when I look at the Lions, okay, and let's take a bigger look here. So I'm going to look at the Lions schedule. I'll go to the team schedule. We're going to Detroit Lions. So Carolina, yeah, could they fall behind? Maybe. At New Orleans, see Pittsburgh in week 8, I like Golden Tate. Week 9 against Green Bay, I like Golden Tate. There are certain weeks I like Golden Tate. When they're playing Cleveland, I don't like Golden Tate. When they're playing Chicago, I don't like Golden Tate. So Golden Tate will have his good weeks. He'll have some rough weeks. I'm just throwing that out there. For Minnesota right now, Latavius Murray is my guy. I don't trust Jerry McKinnon, never did. I think Lat Murray, I've always liked him more than other people have. I know he runs a little bit upright, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. He can catch. He can pass protect. He's an all-around back. And Minnesota needs one. And Sam Bradford's going to need somebody to keep him upright. So Lat Murray's my guy this week. We will discuss how much to pay for him tomorrow. Carolina and New England. I was very happy to see Ed Dixon in this game. He had 3 receptions for 62 yards. He had 4 targets. I told you before the week that Carolina was going to get Ed Dixon more involved than he was. I still think that Devin Funchess is looking like the number 1 receiver there. Kelvin Benjamin looks slow to me. I think there's a problem with the knee and he's not running quickly. But Carolina better get Christian McCaffrey involved in this offense. That's what they really need. For New England, you know all the players, but I think Dion Lewis is worthy. He had 4 carries, he had 1 reception, but he was around. He had more involvement by the goal line than I thought he would. Right? So you just can't ever predict what's going to happen with the Patriots, but I'd stash Dion Lewis. I really would. Okay, Dallas against the Rams here. A lot of people have been saying, should I get Darren McFadden? Do you know who the backup is going to be if Ezekiel Elliott's out? I mean, Alf Morris had a great run, but is he that good? Maybe Dak Prescott just runs the ball more. I don't think there's anybody here that I'm dying for on that team. But I'll tell you this. For the Rams, I would take a look at Malcolm Brown. If you have Todd Gurley and you don't own Malcolm Brown, shame on you. I might look at Tavon Austin as well. He had a few carries. He might be their quote-unquote third running back. Okay? So take a look at him. I think he's quite interesting. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, I've said it before. I've said it again. This is your last chance to get Juju Smith-Schuster. He's a pretty darn good player. And he's young, too. I like this kid. God forbid something happens with Brown or Martavius Bryant, Juju Smith-Schuster, he's the guy. Get him now before you'll regret it. For Baltimore, I know that Alex Collins had a good game. Do I love Alex Collins? Take away the 50-yard run, he had 8 carries for 32 yards. That's a 4-yard average. So he's as I like to say, he's aight, but he ain't great. I don't really like anybody on this team. And I certainly don't like Joe Flacco, who I thought I would like when the season started. All right, you know I gave you Deshaun Watson last week. I got a guy this week. I got 2 guys, but I'll drop you the knowledge on that later in this week. But if Will Fuller's out there, you got to go get him. Guy showed you the kind of speed he has. Go get Will Fuller right now. Okay? I think he's a very good player. For Tennessee, if you have Mariota, you might need Matt Castle. Ugh, can't believe I just said those words. It's like Oakland needing E.J. Manuel. It's disgusting, but it might be necessary. Sadly, it might be necessary. Arizona against the 49ers. I like this kid, Trent Taylor. He looked very good. If Marquise Goodwin was out for any length of time. Kyle Juszczyk, he got involved. A little bit more than I expected. I expected him to get 4 or 5, 6 catches a game. He hasn't been doing that, but he's been interesting. I'm really into Andre Ellington right now, and I'm really into Jerron Brown. I am. Andre Ellington is the clear running back there because he can catch the football, and Kerwin Williams and Chris Johnson really don't. So Ellington had 14 targets last week. 14. Jerron Brown had 12. John Brown had 7. J.J. Nelson had 4. Fitzgerald had 7. Jerron Brown is turning into a player. He may still be out there in your league. Don't shy away from him. For Philadelphia, if Wendell Smallwood is still out there in your league, I'd get him. I like Corey Clement as well. If something happens to Blunt or Smallwood, Clement's opportunities will grow big time. Big time. For the Chargers, Austin Eckler might be worth $5 or $6. I'm just throwing it out there. Melvin Gordon doesn't look 100%. Brandon Oliver doesn't look really great either, guys. I might take a look at Austin Eckler. Might be worth it. I don't know if I pay a lot for him, but I just chuck him on my bench. If you overspent on Travis Benjamin last week, I told you not to do that. He's about game flow. Hunter Henry, it didn't look great, but he did have the touchdown, so that helped. Oakland and Denver, I'll give you a guy I like this week. I like Cordell Patterson a lot. I do. I'm going to tell you why. E.J. Manuel comes in. Do you think they're going to have this guy drop back and throw some big throws? No, they're going to throw a lot of bubble screens, short passes, all over the field. I think that's Patterson's wheelhouse. I like him this week. He's very sneaky. He might be one of my sneakier plays this week. For Denver, A.J. Derby, I've always liked this guy. He finally got involved in the offense. It was good to see him. Benny Fowler's still been involved in this offense. Where is Demaryius Thomas? Can somebody tell me where this guy's been? I can't cut him, but it's making me nervous. All right, for Seattle, Chris Carson we know is out. I do like Fat Eddie Lacy. J.D. McKissick looked excellent, but I wouldn't spend a ransom on him. Who knows? You've got Lacy. You've got McKissick. Lockett does some end arounds. Thomas Rawls is there. Who knows who's there? Don't overspend on the Seahawks running attack. You will regret it. I really do. I think you regret it. Did you guys see that Matt Jones got 4 carries at the end of the game for the Colts there? I know Marlon Mack was out, but I just think that was interesting. Dante Moncrief finally did something too. He had 3 receptions on 3 targets. I don't love the guy. I'm just throwing it out there. All right, in yesterday's game, which was a pretty close game, the Chiefs won it late, 29-20. Albert Wilson looking interesting. 4 targets. Charcandrick West, 5 targets. Chris Conley, 4 targets. This is who you see there. You see Kareem Hunt, you see Hill, Wilson, Conley, you see Kelsey, and then you see West to spell Hunt. That's what you got going on there. So if Albert Wilson is available, I might throw $1 on him. Think he's interesting. For Washington, maybe it's time to throw some dollars on Ryan Grant. I mean, it's really hard to watch Jamison Crowder, but I'm not cutting Jamison Crowder. You won't see me do it. You won't see me cut Jamison Crowder. I went all in on Jamison Crowder this year in as many leagues as I could. I am not wrong. It just may take time. Maybe he's not healthy. Maybe Kirk Cousins is going the opposite direction. I don't know. But I drafted him in the 4th and 5th round for a reason. Now is not the time to cut bait. I might not start him, but I'm not cutting him. I don't want you to cut him either. Because 2 or 3 weeks from now, you're going to go, oh my God, why'd I cut this guy? It's like Golden Tate last year. How did he look after 4 games? Pretty stinky, right? And then what happened? He blew up. Would it shock me if Jamison Crowder was the Redskins' best receiver for the remainder of the season? No, it wouldn't. And that's why I don't get rid of him. And you shouldn't either. Okay? All right, we had a sensational week at scoutdfs.com. I beg you to be part of what we're doing here. We've got amazing optimizers that help. Sean Childs, SD Chickens, Nate Weitzer, Adam Ronas, Dr. Roto. We're all here to help you win in DFS. That's what we want. We want you to win in DFS. So please check out scoutdfs.com. Also, scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO2017. Half off your first month. We were dead on accurate last week. Anybody who's not listening to Scout Fantasy, not listening to these podcasts, not reading our articles, I don't know what you're doing. It's a bad life decision. And I hate bad life decisions. And remember, NBA, NHL getting underway. I promise you we have great guys for that. Really great guys, talented guys who can help you win and make money so you can be my rich friend. All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. We are back tomorrow, Waiver Wire Wednesday, where I drop the knowledge to help you win your fantasy leagues. All right, guys, have a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!